Austin, Theriault here with me today. I have the Harmony Fair. Austin, just let people know what you're running for and.
Yeah, absolutely. We're here at the Harmony Fair, and as you can see, there's a lot of people here. We just did the parade through town, and so the reason we're out is I am currently a state representative representing parts of Aroostook County, and I'm running for United States Congress, Maine's 2nd District, which is a really large land area all the way from Allagash down to Fryeburg Fair and everywhere in between. So a huge land area, big responsibility, different cultures and types of problems and different types of people who have different backgrounds, but very hard-working area, and people are struggling right now.
Yeah, and can you talk about your history? You're a race car driver in the past, and obviously this being a sports site. Just talk about maybe your history in that.
Well, I was born and raised in Fort Kent, which is in the St. John Valley in Aroostook County, and thinking back to some of the previous generations of mine who were born in that area. These are hardworking farmers, loggers. My family has been involved in logging and farming for quite a few generations. So you learn the value of hard work. And so when I had the opportunity to work in the family business when I was growing up as a teenager, all those skills that I learned, I was able to use them in motorsports. And my family was always involved and interested in motorsports. So one of the big things which some of these fairs have if you go around and see the fair circuit, you see the truck and tractor pulls. My family's been really involved in the truck pulls starting with my grandfather back in the, I want to say the 70s or 80s. So motorsports sort of runs in our blood, and I grew up going to NASCAR races with my grandfather, going to Loudon, New Hampshire, and seeing the races down there twice a year. So I became a NASCAR fan. Mark Martin was my favorite driver. He was, somebody I looked up to. He was a, respectful driver. He never won a championship, but he was one of the best to never win a championship. So Spud Speedway opened up in Caribou, which was a little short track, and I started there just in an old '86 Pontiac Grand Am. It was like, I don't know, probably $500 car or $800 car. Didn't know what I was doing, but we had fun, and it was a hobby back then. And then obviously, things progressed from there, and I worked my way up the racing ladder.
So, what's your message? If people are undecided and they come up and talk to you, what would be your message to them, and why maybe they should vote for you?
So, I think nowadays people are just wanting to relate to folks, and they want to know that you understand the plight they're going through. I talk about my grandparents a lot because they're an inspiration to me. Grandfather has a 4th grade education. He can't read. He struggled growing up. My grandmother and him were on welfare for a little while. They understand, and they understood even back then what people were going through, and they talk about a time when people were a lot happier because they all had a better sense of community and they could relate to one another. And I think right now there's a lot of divisions in our world and in our country, and we really need to work on healing them. The political divisions, we have to start working beyond them. The whole message of my campaign, even when I first started getting involved, was basically that we need to number one, put people over politics. The political parties and the politics themselves could sometimes get in the way of doing what's right. And my focus is taking the struggles and the goals and the inspirations that all these people have in our district here in Maine, and making sure that gets communicated down to the people in DC that are making decisions. Because frankly, I think a lot of those leaders that we've elected over the years in different parts of the country have forgotten where they came from, and they've forgotten what makes our culture what it is, and that's the hardworking people. And the law enforcement, the farmers, the lobstermen, the truckers, teachers, everybody, all the regular people have made this country what it is, and it's about time we get back to that.
All right. Thank you very much.